Okay.
We make this look good.
Yeah, that's not going to mess with my vision at all.
Yeah.
You ready?
It's the difference between me and you.
That's between me and you?
Them.
Us and them?
Yeah.
We
make this look good.
Welcome to the Preacher Podcast, brought to you by the Baltic Effect and Trentendo. My name is Trent. This is Nate.
How's it going?
Pre-apology. It's gonna sound like I have like a marble in my mouth. It's because it's full of cough drops.
And marbles.
Because after last episode, Nate got me sick, which is interesting. What's interesting is that like I felt so bad watching you get in there, but I know the moment that I got sick. Well, not the moment. It was during the podcast. Like as soon as we got done, I packed everything up. After I'd finished the edit, it was uploading, and I laid down for the evening, and I was just like, ugh. Like, you know when you just feel sick, like in your joints and muscles and stuff?
Yeah.
I was like, no, you're just acting that way, because I hate people that when someone's sick or hurt, then they're like sick or hurt.
Then they're sick or hurt, yeah.
Yeah, and you were legit, you were crazy sick, and I felt so bad for you. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, Trent, you're not, stop being stupid.
Yeah.
You didn't get sick. There's no way that you stood next to somebody who picked up a germ that is airborne.
Yeah,
and then
that's not how germs
And then
work.
gave it to you. There's no way that happened.
Come on, get on my face with this.
And the next day I couldn't even like breathe. I couldn't talk. And I was like, well, I'm calling into work.
Yeah.
But anyway, so apologies for the sound of the marbles. It's a cough drop. If you hear me cough, it's because the cough drop's still not doing a good enough job. Mm-hmm. This week, however,
you're a Ricola guy.
It's the only thing that works.
I'm a Halls guy.
Halls never work for me. I wish they did because you can find them places.
Yeah, they're easier to find.
Yeah,
and
taste is fine. You
They have
know,
a bunch of different flavors.
Ricola's got a few, but they've only got one I can tolerate, and that's original. I'm an original guy. But
our mics are close to us today.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's a different angle.
This is nice and tight.
Check it out.
Look at that.
Yeah,
it's a nice and tight shot.
I know. It's a little bit different. So we'll see. I might be watching this back later and be like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, that was a bad choice.
Well, you know what we do if we need help with something.
Very nice. Very, very nice. I'll put the thing back on it later. I just thought for presentation.
Sure. Yeah.
If you don't know what we're talking about, it's because people are watching us on YouTube right now. If you're not watching us on YouTube right now, it means you're listening to the podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
You can go over to YouTube and do a search for Trentendo. Really just Google Trentendo. My YouTube page is the first thing that comes up. And you can watch the video component of this. Mm-hmm. This week we're talking about butthole, backdoor.
Backdoors is the name of this episode. Preacher 211.
Nate, do we have any questions this week?
We have some people who submitted questions.
Hey!
And the people who submitted questions are just me.
Oh.
All right, and so I wrote into nate@natebjork.com.
Which is where you can send your quiz questions.
And I didn't actually do it. I wrote them on this little note card.
I wish you would have emailed them to yourself.
Yeah. Featherstone and the two assistants for what's his face are Featherstone and Hoover. What does Herr Starr call Featherstone?
It's not Humperdoo, but it's not far off. It's like Huffalump or Heiferman. Flufferman.
Yep.
Same thing.
Finish the following phrase.
Go on.
Say the fourth. Okay, I will. Say the fourth word. I will say three words. You say the fourth word. Monkey, guy, lady,
thing.
Yep.
We gotta explain that.
I don't think we do.
No, we're
Nate
and I were watching the episode, and it's flashing the things on the little TV in hell.
Yeah.
And they're reading them on the polygraph.
Yeah.
And it shows like these different things. And Nate and I think you started doing it. And
I started doing it. I said monkey, guy, and then I cut to the lady who was doing the polygraph.
And we both went lady
and then I cut to polygraph.
And we both couldn't think of it.
We both go thing. So
it was so good. It was so
you
perfect.
had to be there. It was fun, but I think
they were there. They were just there.
But
They
then
just experienced
we did it again,
and it's hilarious.
And then we did it again later when it happened again.
Once you once you start, you can't stop. Can't stop the rock.
Can't stop the rock. You know what? These sunglasses are way up, or whatever I have on my face are way off of, like...
Are they a little crooked?
Yeah, you could tell. Look at
my
my eyebrows.
It looks even. Maybe you just have a crooked face.
I mean, I do. That's what I'm trying to... Usually I can bend the whatever's on my face to...
Now they look crooked.
No, now they look right.
No.
Okay.
We can draw in your face. I can show you.
What? Spelling doesn't count for this next question.
Good.
Mostly because you're not writing it down. What is the name of the place that Jesse proposes taking them to?
Bimini.
That's right, whatever that is. What dessert does Adolf not like?
Oh, strudel. Mm-hmm. Which, big fucking surprise. I swear to God, every time I think of strudel, though, I go right to Inglourious Basterds. Really? I guess we talked about Inglourious Basterds more than once.
I really get strudel and schnitzel mixed up, even though they're opposites.
Schnitzel is... I thought schnitzel was...
It's like meat, right?
Yeah, schnitzel is a... Spretzel is mac and cheese.
Is it?
Yeah. I think schnitzel is like a meat, with something with meat in it. But strudel is like an apple, like a baked apple, flaky, crusty, delicious, beautiful thing.
But it's not as flaky as a plum cake. Probably.
No. Plum cake is a cake.
Yeah, but he wanted an extra flaky crust.
I don't know.
If you know the difference between these things, write into balticeffect@gmail.com.
Or leave a comment below.
Or leave a comment. Actually, leave a comment below and then get in a flame war with people. Isn't that what people do on the internet? They get in flame wars. They troll each other and do call-outs and takedowns.
I've never heard of it called flame war, but...
Yeah, flame war.
Okay.
Flame war. Flame war!
Are you imagining race wars in your head?
Yeah, I was imagining race war when I said flame war.
I knew it.
You no-nipple bastard.
You knife nipple bastard.
That's right, yeah.
That's a Rick and Morty reference. Yep. Those of you who don't know, shame on you. Go watch some Rick and Morty.
I know.
Do some... Glad it was a long one. Next question.
The name of the smelt shop where, you dealt it and he smelts it. What's the name of the guy?
Oh, Old Dane Cook.
It's Myron's Smelt Shop.
Oh.
How hot does that vat get?
Very.
Mm-hmm. To be more precise, over 4,000 degrees.
Ooh.
Woo.
Did you know that the normal temperature of testicles is anywhere from 94 to 97 degrees? So when it is about that temperature outside and someone says hot as balls...
That's how hot it is.
Yeah.
That's good. Because it would be hotter if they were in your body.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
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 Next question.
That's the last question. And the winner of the quiz, Trentendo.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so this week, sorry to those that thought it was the last week's finale, Bricktails. Wasn't it Bricktails that wrote us thought it was last week?
Yeah.
This episode I liked more. I didn't find it as whimsical as maybe some of the stuff in the last couple episodes because things got serious. But that's my style. I like stuff that's a little more serious.
A little more serious. Yeah, you can tell. I mean, just looking at us both, you can tell we're very non-whimsical gentlemen.
Yeah. But this one, a lot of the whimsy is gone. We start out with a very disturbing imagery in the beginning when we find, and you were like so excited that you figured out it was a pump pumping air in under the water.
Yeah.
I at first thought they were pulling the what's it called, the armored truck out of the swamp.
Yep.
Which I think we were supposed to think that.
Yeah, but it had the flashback camera.
Yeah, it had like they do all kinds of... They do
all sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah, they did that in the car driving scene.
I did think they were pulling the thing out until what came out wasn't the car. And then I go, look, and you go, yeah, I know, they're pulling the truck out. I go, no, look!
And I was like, good, Nate, it's a TV. I didn't catch what he was talking about.
Good. Those are moving colors on TV, isn't it?
Yeah, the magical picture boxes.
That's a cool thing that...
Go put a nickel in it, it'll keep playing.
The wizard who gave us this is really...
Well, what I'm glad is after he was pulled out, key thing to notice, I mentioned it to you, tattoo on the dude's hand is the same one Jesse has on his back. Mm-hmm. And we find out later on, spoiler alert, that's his grandmother.
Yeah.
And this is a big thing in the comics. I'm over the moon that this is coming.
So, is that the same last name when Jesse earlier this season was like, my last name's so-and-so?
Langell. Yep.
Was that the one?
When he was in the shop and he was saying, my dad was, I'm Jesse Langell.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he was trying to tell the guy about souls,
and
the guy was like, what are you talking about?
Some souls, please. One soul.
I need to get some cocaine. We don't sell cocaine. There's a scale right there, and then there's a bunch of credit cards and razor blades, and there's a blonde guy in gold shorts over there. You sell cocaine.
Blonde guy in shorts.
Said the guy who's never been to a cocaine dealer's house ever.
Why is Rocky Horror in the scene?
Because because he's doing coke.
You know that one meme that people keep circulating? It's based on a stock image of a dude talking to his girl, but then he was like looking at some girl who's walking past.
I might recognize it if I see it. Not right offhand though.
I saw one today where they replaced the girl who's walking past with what's her face? The girl in that movie.
Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yeah.
With Susan Sarandon?
Yep, her. And the guy who was looking was Rocky, and the pissed off girlfriend was Frankenfurter. Yeah, it's pretty good.
If we could, like, for those that don't know, Rocky Horror Picture Show is my favorite movie of all times. Mm-hmm. Hands down favorite movie.
Prove it. Right now, prove it with your arm.
Oh, it's on this arm. No. No, I got a tattoo of...
He's got something on his... You have to watch the video to see what it is.
Yeah. So now I can't explain it.
You get a certain part of the... certain body part of that's on the face.
Stop. Let's just say that when you go, you get a stamp. When you go see it at the Plaza in Atlanta... And as I was getting ready to leave Alabama, I got this before I was going to go for the last time. I'm sure maybe I'll get to go to the Plaza again before I'm dead, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to rule that out, but it's going to be hard, kind of unlikely that I'll get out there again. But I used to go all the time. So Rocky's my favorite thing. Why are we talking about this? Getting back to it. So we find out that his grandmother is torturing him to say that to renounce his dad.
And then to thank God that his dad died.
Right. And all of that we find out because we find out that heaven has been backing up all of our prayers to reel, to like quarter inch or whatever it is. I don't know what size those tapes are.
Yeah.
But they kind of...
I guess Hairstar knows.
Yeah, but I just think it's... You know what's funny? There has been several occasions where I've been drunk and online looking for reel-to-reel players.
Of course you have been.
Like, how cool would that be?
It would be so cool to have this.
I would only be able to find like one song, and it would cost like hundreds of dollars. Luckily, I stopped myself because that's dumb.
That'd be almost as dumb as buying all the 8-track tapes in an entire store.
It cost $10.
Okay.
and I got a great story. And they went to a good home.
Yeah. Where'd they go?
Not mine. Randy.
Oh, okay.
I didn't tell you about this? Mm-mm. I'll sum this story up. It's a much funnier, longer story, but...
He got a bunch of...
I ended up buying 408 tracks for $10. I had an 8-track player. I was trying to get a few. It turned into a weird deal at a thrift store. I couldn't say no. Mm-hmm. So I had...
Well, you went there to get a box for 8-track players. For their existing 8-tracks. You went there to get a box and ended up...
No. I was just saying, I ended up buying enough that fills up the entire back of my car.
Yeah.
Like the complete back seat, trunk, everything to the brim. And I had these stupid things in my house forever. They take up about as much room as a coffee table. And I had them just stacked up forever. I didn't know what to do with them. Eventually I put them in the back room. I got out the few that I wanted. I eventually even got rid of those, but I moved out of that house and I never went in the back room because I called it the murder room. Mm-hmm. It looked like someone had or would be murdered back there. So I just never went back there.
It's included like their dead body and the blood.
It's really creepy. Yeah. So I moved out and left all 408 tracks in the house, not even thinking about it. I'm already up here, and I call I was checking on something, like mail or anything like that, to see if my landlord had picked up any, because he lived next door to me. And he said, no mail. I was like, hey, did the new people move in? He's like, yeah. I'm like, cool. All right, man. Well, I hope you do well, Randy. Just kind of, it was a lot of things wrong with Randy, but he was a good landlord. I'll give him that. And he said, yeah, here's one thing. Did you mean to leave some 8-track tapes in the house? And I go, oh my God, Randy, I'm so sorry. I completely forgot about it. I felt really bad. And he was like, no. He's like, do you not want them? And I go, no, it's 408 tracks. They're mostly Conway Twitty. And he said, I got an 8-track player. I brought them over here. I've been playing them. I go, well, good, Randy. Enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it worked out good.
Yeah, enjoy it. I brought him over here and played them. This is the same landlord who would take your liquor, get drunk on your porch.
Yeah.
And pass out.
That's another great story. He was having my pipes fixed because they had frozen and burst. And so I was away for the weekend, someplace where I could shower and poop. And he called me. He was like, yeah, we've been working on it. And man, you got a bunch of rum in here. Do you mind if I have some? And this was like at one point. I said, yeah, sure, that's fine. You can have some. I came back home the next day, and he was sitting on the chair on my front porch, slung out, the empty bottle sitting next to him, and he's passed the fuck out. Middle of the day.
So great.
And I was like, Randy. And I like wake him up, and he's like, hey, I had some of your rum. I'm like, I know, Randy. I'm home now, so you can go on home. And he's like, okay. And he tries to get up. And we live 10 feet from each other. It's not like he had a huge trek, and I was just kicking him out, and he was just like, okay, and he couldn't move, and he's like, I'll get up in just a minute. And so I go on in the fucking house, man. Randy, R.I.P. He passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, who has the 8-tracks now?
Shit, if I know. They probably landfilled them. So getting back to this episode. So the thing that I really liked in this episode is that finally the group spoke more than a few words to each other. Mm-hmm. I am tired of this hatred in the group dynamic. And I know maybe that's because I'm like a whiny little baby that wants everybody to get along. And I'm like, you guys don't fight me. Like, I am that on the inside. But at the same time, too, I don't care about a group that hates each other. That's some, like, stretched out second act bullshit. Let's get it together with, I want to see a team working as a team. Mm-hmm. That's what I like to see. So I'm glad that they're finally talking and things
You're talking about the Jesse, Tulip, Cassidy group.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're talking to each other.
He's apologizing.
And they're telling each other the truth.
I guess I should back up a second. They do finally pull the...
I really like yelling Tulip a lot.
She gets extra country when she
like
does
goes from some quiet to...
God dang it, Jesse, and we're doing this, Jesse!
You to put him in the swamp! Or like, sorry if that peaked out your sounds.
That's fine.
The other one I liked was, I wrote it down, when he's like, I should have told you, put the dude in the thing, and she's like, yeah, you should have told us! Like, just yell, like...
That was good.
I like yelling.
That was super funny.
I love yelling Tulip.
And they had a conversation, an argument, really, when they pulled the armored truck out of the swamp, and she's upset, and he makes an interesting point. He throws it kind of in her face about the marriage. She's like, you lied to me. He's like, you lied to me.
She keeps bringing that up. Well, it's gonna be like every time they get in a fight, he's gonna bring it up.
You're right, and I hate that. I hate it when people don't. They say they've forgiven about something they don't actually. Yeah. I hate that. But at the same time too, he made a good point. He's like, and I did forgive you. I need you to forgive me for this. It's like I'm not, So he did, but he didn't. It's an interesting take on that kind of a situation. So I thought that was kind of cool, kind of human, and. At least he was like talking out a little bit, saying he didn't want to send another person to hell. And it seemed like she took that actually, okay.
Yeah.
But then they open it and he's not in there. It's like, well, you done fucked up, didn't you?
Yeah.
You done fucked up. You lied to your girlfriend. You got caught on it, and then it went real bad. Mm-hmm. Like serial killer is out on the loose bad. Mm-hmm. And then, we find out that he's either called hell or someone has called hell about him.
Yeah.
So we find that out. Just a little nibble there.
Is that Hoover? It's either the actual saint or Hoover.
Man, I don't know.
Because Hoover was talking to someone in that armored truck.
It sounded to me like he was talking to the saint. He was like, "I'm gonna do this,"
and then he ran. Yeah,
I'm gonna do, and you do your thing, and then he bolts.
Yeah, I thought he's either saying it to the saint or he's on the line with hell.
Maybe that's a good possibility. I didn't even think about that.
I don't know.
But back to Jesse and the gang and everything. They have that great conversation where they finally hash it out, and he throws out a suggestion, and then it goes bad again because he immediately goes back on. Dude has like zero diplomacy. He's the literal worst. But through all of that, he thinks that God was in the dog suit earlier when he has to take him to God, and he takes him to a guy that presumably is there for you to diddle. Mm-hmm. Kind of makes me uncomfortable a little bit. Does that make me a prude?
Well, it's a certain price to watch and a certain price to do stuff.
Well, doesn't it make... I feel a little uneasy about just viewing that. Like, is that...
Because it's God or because it's a guy in a...
I didn't know it was God at the time. I thought it was just a dude.
I didn't know which part made you feel most uneasy.
I don't think that the God thing actually even factors in because it's just so outlandish that I'm just like, all right, that's fine. But when they first show the guy sitting there, like that scene made me uneasy.
Yeah?
I think it was supposed to, too.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I wouldn't want to watch it. Well...
You don't want to pay to watch it.
Yeah.
There's your definite hard line. So now, it's a real question of, is he going to be able to find Dog God? Mm-hmm. Dog God.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously he does because it's in the comics, but
Does he?
Well, you told me he does.
He finds God?
Yeah, you told me he does. You said he finds God, and then the comics go on and even further after that. You said that in an episode
Of the podcast?
of this podcast.
You're going to have to cut to a clip.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you don't edit. Okay, well, yeah, I mean, I don't think he's going to find him for a while, though.
Sure.
It doesn't happen like 2 comics in. It's a bit. It's a ways away. So I'm just wondering, like, how much closer is he going to get with this? I'm hoping that we're pushing closer to getting the fuck out of Louisiana, because I know you like staying in one place, but I'm not interested in this place. They're not giving us a lot. Like, I would have rather been in Anvil the whole time, but you can't tell this story from Anvil.
So the I'd like to see more side adventures. I mean, they've been doing side adventures, but I want more side adventures where it's not just Jesse like, I gotta go find God, and they're like, okay, we're gonna do another thing. Like, can't they just have side adventures the whole time? That's what would make the comic readable for me. That would make the show watchable for me. Side adventures that everyone's involved in.
Yeah, it's getting stale. They've really
I've got another idea about where God is. Well, cool. Me and Cassie are gonna do something fun.
Or I'm gonna sit around and be upset about stuff.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have a sense of ennui.
So yeah. So I have a couple questions because I want to back up a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah, I took it
when
way
baby
forward.
Jesse was in the box, is that a waterproof box?
I wondered that as well.
Because he came out and the only wet on him was sweat.
I mean, you could probably like coat it in wax or something.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's all I have.
like wooden barrels are waterproof, you know. So surely they got some kind of old backwoods swamp way of waterproofing a box, you know.
And then I have no other no other questions until the end of the episode.
Sure.
Then I had written down things I wanted to discuss.
Talk a little bit about Airstar a little bit. Hairstar,
Sure.
Airstar, whichever.
It's hair.
It's Hairstar?
Yeah.
So Hairstar, it's interesting. Like some of the things that he said, you know, he's clearly upset. He's like, I'm not a homosexual. Which, I don't know many homosexuals that want to get raped anyways, which that's a thing. Number 2.
Right, but if he's... Yeah. Okay, continue. I'll jump in.
Well, I was gonna say number 2. Good. How about that's on you. That's on Airstar.
Right. What I want to say is, he was so if he tells, I mean, here's the thing. He says I want to get a prostitute, and Hoover thinks he's a homosexual. He's gonna get some guys, a guy, and he goes, I want multiple prostitutes. I want to have a rape fantasy, and I want there to be no safe word. So that's where the guy got the rape. He got that he wants to be raped.
Right, I got you.
Thing.
No,
you know what I mean. So it's not like assuming that homosexuals want to be raped. It's you're a homosexual asking for. He thinks you're a homosexual, and he's saying, I want prostitutes and I want to do a rape thing. So
sure, I know.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that he got him like sort of acting like it's on Hoover.
Yeah.
That's on Hairstar. Because how about this? Number 1. Don't act out rape fantasies.
He didn't get mad about. He didn't. Yeah, it's true. True. Don't do that, you guys. But I want to say this: on Hairstar didn't blame Hoover. He said, "I'm not homosexual," and you know what? It's okay. Like I learned a thing from it, and blah blah blah. It's just it was kind of almost like an FY-izzle to Hoover. Like next time.
Well, it was like you fucked up, but I need you right now.
Yeah, I mean.
And if I didn't need you, you'd have got the tar.
But he wasn't. Yeah, I don't think he was like you son of a bitch. You know,
but going back,
because if you really were, I'm sorry, I'll be done in a second. If you really like, because if he was really like, oh man, I really blame Hoover for this. As soon as that raping was done, he'd be coming out, guns blazing for Hoover.
It might be coming out,
right? But coming out guns blazing for Hoover.
I just think it's funny that like the only like. Anybody that's like, I want to pay somebody to do a rape fantasy, I'm glad that you accidentally got raped. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, that's fucked up. And now, you know what it's like to be raped. How does that add into your fantasy? Does it change things a little bit, Hairstar?
And he said it did.
He did. He goes, that gave me a new perspective.
Yeah.
And I said, I bet it did.
Yeah.
I bet it really opened your eyes, didn't it? But anyway, that's a thing that's been common with Hairstar is like what kind of fucked up things gonna happen this week? And we leave him with I almost said it out loud for him to tell him to shove those tapes up his ass, and he did it. And it's like, yay. I was curious. I was like, is he gonna go like whole can or is he gonna? And then I saw it and I was like, oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
If you had to pick one or the other,
yeah,
Lucy's. Don't leave it in the can.
Like, I feel like, because he was screaming at the beginning, that maybe he was trying whole cans at first, and then he realized, wait a second.
Or he finished with the cans.
I'm going to work smarter, not harder.
And the other thing we got a big old taste of hell. We got a lot in this episode. I think that helps with feeling like it moved forward some, is that we had so many different things. And, we had, touched on it in the quiz about we got to see Hitler's full hell, his full, loop that plays through.
Yeah.
And that was the last day that he was good. And and it's so funny.
I like that little sequence.
I'm glad that the, what's his face? The frat boy rapist that's in hell. I'm glad that he was just like, what, because you didn't get your plum cake? You blew up half of Europe?
Because you looked like a bitch in front of your girlfriend.
That's what it was. Yeah, it was cool. And I'm glad that we've moved forward. And I just hope it's not a situation where Hitler gets Eugene to a certain point and then they're just like, oh, they get caught. I hope they don't get so far. I hope it's not a great escape.
I need Eugene to get out of there.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. More than I don't give a shit about Dennis. I don't give it. Well, I do because he's fun, and he's got he's like fun-loving murderer.
Sure.
Fun-loving criminal.
Yeah. Is it? Am I presuming too much in thinking that he wants to eat suck the blood of that dog?
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. And I don't understand why Jesse has a problem with that.
Why Jesse?
Well, Jesse's like, why'd you get him that dog? You know why you got him that dog. And I was like, I thought that was Jesse being mad that Cassie got Dennis a little food.
I thought he got mad because when they were having an argument, the dog was barking. It was annoying him, and he was already pissed off when he got the Baltic effect or something.
He got the Baltic effect for
that dog, just because in that moment he was pissed and he kept hearing the dog bark.
So like
I think that Cassidy thinks that he's gonna bite him because at the end he tells him to give him that dog, and he's like, no.
Yeah.
He's like, give me the dog. And it could have just been that he was like trying to be a dad and taking away the toy.
Yeah.
Or it could have been
fidget spinner.
Because you notice how he didn't leave the dog. He didn't leave the dog to eat the food. He smells it. And he's like, And then he's like, takes the dog away again. So anyway.
But yeah, I want to just, so I like all those fun little characters, but the one I actually give a shit about is Eugene. And even though he's a piece of shit and sings bad songs.
I want him out of hell.
Yeah, I do too. And so I hope he gets out.
I hope that him and Hitler get out and Jesse, he finds Jesse and Hitler's there. And Jesse's just like, that's Hitler? And Jesse just sends Hitler right back to hell. You know what I mean? Like, there's no moral dilemma. There's no nothing.
Yeah.
I hope they both get out. And he fucking just sends them right back. That's what I hope. But anyway. But, so, anything else? I mean, I know you said you were out of your questions, your comments, things like that.
One other thing.
Yeah.
At the very end, when Hairstar is putting the tapes up his ass.
Sure.
And his assistants are like sitting out there, and Jesse's like, "Let me out," or "Open the door."
That's right. His voice changed.
Are Hairstar's people not people?
Did you not hear his voice?
I heard it. It was a slightly different timbre, but I was wondering if it was his power was going shitty, or maybe his power is going shitty. I hope that's the case. Or are Hairstar's people not people?
No, I don't think it's that. I think that would be cool if that was the case. But based on the way that they did it, I think no, it's something that's happening with Genesis. Maybe Genesis is sick. Maybe it's running out, or maybe
Genesis is getting out of there, taking a little exodus. If you catch my drift.
Maybe Phil Collins is leaving. It's in Genesis. He's the
and I said Exodus, which is a Bible.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyways,
moving on.
Let's Leviticus that alone.
Oh dear God.
Deuteronomy.
Okay.
All right, we've got a numbers of emails.
Do we? Yeah. If you want to send in your emails, send them.
We have a numbers of emails.
Does that mean we have none?
No, because Numbers is also a book of the Bible.
Oh, got it. Okay.
We will read them ruthlessly and judges them.
Oh,
1st and 2nd Samuel.
I'm glad you're enjoying this.
I am.
I'm glad someone's having fun.
You know what time it is?
Oh, yeah. Let's see.
It's time
that I should have actually opened this already and loaded it because I did the same thing last week. I didn't have it queued up because now I'm just waiting on. Oh, here we go.
Let's do a little rye mash.
Oh, okay. Squeaky, squeaky. So, yeah.
House on the Rock.
There's no.
Fargo.
We have one this week. And I'm just going to go ahead and read it while you're doing that.
Please do.
All right. So this is from Shane. The subject line is, boo, Shane sucks. He says, hola.
Hola.
Did not get to see the episode this week, but I heard it was a doozy. I'll get caught up by next week. Probably no promises. Shane, it's too late to apologize. It's too late. Yeah.
It's still... Yep.
Well, if you want, like I said before, if you want to send in your email, send them to balticeffect@gmail.com. If you want quiz questions to be asked to Blah from Blah, send them to Nate@NateBjork.com.
Mm-hmm. Send your emails, like Shane just did, to balticeffect@gmail.com. And also comment below on your favorite rye whiskey. And also your favorite German dessert. And also, what thing did you do this week that took you out of your comfort zone?
Okay, so, yeah. All right, until next time, Nate is nice.
Trent is nice.
Stella's a pretty kitty. And we love you. I was about to say, I'm going to count to a number, and then I'm pulling the cord on that. I was like watching you go, and I was watching and watching and watching. Oh, no. Oh, ow. You should try these sometime for like 10 minutes. Rip them off, and see what the world looks like. Looks like hell.